If you've ever felt like modern technology is more of a frustrating chore than a helpful tool, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to dive into a simpler, safer way to use a computer, one that's designed to get rid of all those headaches and finally put you back in control.
Let's just start with this number, 4.7 million. According to a report from Age UK, that's how many people over 65 in the UK don't have the basic skills to really use the internet. And that's not just some statistic, right? That is a huge group of people who are feeling kind of left behind in a world that's moving more and more online. And this really puts a human face on that number. This quote is from a 76-year-old named Utah, and it just hits on such a crucial point. This isn't about ability or about how smart someone is. It's about people being forced to use these complicated tools that, frankly, were never designed with them in mind. And that just leads to frustration and, yeah, even embarrassment.
So that gets you thinking, what if the problem isn't the person using the computer at all? What if it's the computer itself? I mean, the systems most of us use every single day, they're built on designs that are decades old, from a completely different time in technology. Think about it like this. The very first PCs back in the 80s were basically glorified calculators. They were standalone boxes that never, ever expected to connect to a global network. Then Windows 95 comes along and just bolts the internet onto that old design. And boom, that's what opened the floodgates for viruses and all the security problems we still deal with today. The very foundation was never built to handle it. Here's my absolute favorite way to think about this. Using a traditional computer is like driving a big semi-truck. Yeah, it's powerful, but it's also super heavy, it's complex, and it's dragging around decades of old, clunky legacy code. A modern system, on the other hand, is like a zippy little sports car. It's lightweight, it's nimble, and it was built from the ground up for one thing: getting around the modern internet safely and quickly. Okay, so if driving a semi-truck wasn't hard enough, then we have to deal with what is maybe the single biggest frustration of modern life: passwords. Ugh, the whole system is it's broken. So check this out. The average person is juggling about 25 different online accounts. But here's the kicker. Our brains can really only remember about 6 or 7 passwords at a time. So what do? We reuse them over and over again. And that's not a personal failure, it's just the only logical way to cope with an impossible task. But man, it creates a massive security risk. And that endless cycle of creating passwords, forgetting them, resetting them, it's just exhausting. So how in the world do we fix this? Well, let's start by getting rid of that semi-truck. The solution is a modern, lightweight alternative, an operating system that was actually built for the world we live in right now. And this is our sports car. This is Chrome OS, the system that powers Chromebooks. It is incredibly fast. We're talking starts up in seconds fast. It's simple, with no confusing menus to get lost in. And most importantly, it's secure by design. The antivirus is built right in, and it updates itself automatically, silently, in the background. You never even have to think about it. It just works. Okay, so we've swapped the clunky semi-truck for a sleek sports car. That takes care of the complexity problem. But what about that other giant headache, the passwords? Well, there's a solution for that too. Just imagine this for a second. What if signing into your bank or your email or any website at all was just as simple and secure as unlocking your smartphone? No typing, no remembering, just in. Well, that is exactly what a passkey does. It's not a secret you have to remember. It's a secure key that's tied to your actual device. It uses the fingerprint reader or the PIN that you already use every single day. The best way to think of it is like a secret digital handshake. Your device knows it's part of the handshake, the website knows its part, and neither one can ever see the other's secret. So the difference here is actually really simple, but it's a total game changer. A password is what you know. It's a secret that can be stolen or scammed out of you. But a passkey is based on what you have: your physical computer. This makes it pretty much impossible for phishing scams to work. And the most important part? That secret key that unlocks everything never, ever leaves your device. So there's literally nothing for a hacker to steal from a company's database. So this is where the magic really happens. What happens when you put these two ideas together? When you combine the lightweight sports car of Chrome OS with the effortless security of Passkey, well, you get an experience that looks like this. 1. You open your Chromebook, it wakes up instantly. 2. You touch the fingerprint sensor. And 3. That's it. You're in. Not just into the computer, but securely logged into your Google account and all your important stuff. No passwords, no typing, no hassle. And this is why it matters so much. It means no more forgotten passwords. It means no more risky sticky notes with your bank login sitting on your desk. It makes it so much harder for scammers to trick you. All of a sudden, getting into your bank, your email, your healthcare portal, it's as simple as a touch. It's all about feeling confident and in control online, instead of feeling frustrated and left behind. So really, the final question is pretty simple. The old way of doing things is like driving a clunky, heavy, and often unsafe truck. But a new way exists that's simpler, faster, and just safer by its very design. So, isn't it time to trade the truck for a sports car?